Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad blues. Oh, what a Christmas to have to choose. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Warzone Sports Network's NFL Weekly Award Show hosted by myself, Tony Tucker, and Joe Morley. Please consider liking and subscribing to this video. We have tons more shows on the network. And if you have awards you want to give out, do them below. We're doing a themed show this week. Home Alone. All the awards are coming from Home Alone. But I just want to say this. The NFL reached out to the Browns, and game's on in a little bit. And they just said this to Mr. Stefanski.
Kevin, I'm sorry.
And they moved him to Monday so they could play a full game. Joe, do we have that sweet intro queued up?
And we do.
Weekly NFL Awards. Starring Tony Tucker and Joe Morley. Only on the Warzone Sports Network.
How do you feel about that, Joe? That they allowed the Browns in this game?
Oh, I feel about it?
Yeah.
So if I had to say something to Roger Goodell right now, this is what I would say.
Suck brick, kid!
That's how mad I am. Like, why are you moving the game? You didn't move the game for anything else. Last year, the Raiders got COVID. Their whole offensive line got COVID. They moved the game forward and made them play a game earlier than scheduled. And now you're moving it to – it's just weird. But you know what? The good thing is we have one good grace out of it. We get football 4 days straight, right? So, that's a win.
Yeah, but I mean, we already had Monday Night Football, so it's not like this is just a bonus game. This is like an appetizer to the Vikings.
Math Monday afternoon football. Is that what it is?
Math. I love it. This is what's going on.
Smell that? You know what that is? Fish. It's freedom.
It's fishy. It smells fishy here. They want Browns to succeed, and they want to continue to punish the Raiders. Oh, great. A notification letting me know the 15 Chargers that all just ended up on the COVID list. So maybe the NFL can do the Chargers a favor, and they can push them back to next Tuesday or Wednesday so we can have all of our players. Although we're playing the Texans, and if we don't win, it's on us. I am so upset, and this will lead me into my first award. Thursday Night Football. Oh my goodness. We should have won the game. I'm sitting there. This is my reaction to Thursday Night Football. Brandon Staley, every single time he kept going for it. That was my reaction. We get down there, we're in field goal range. Well, we already went for it. We're going to take points this time. Oh, we're going to take points. Oh, somebody's actually going to make a catch in the red zone. They're not going to fumble the ball. They're not going to drop the ball. They're not going nothing. Take some freaking points to where I'm just yelling and it's echoing throughout my house that this dude cannot be. It's almost turning into some sort of like youthful arrogance that I'm not a fan of at all. Because the thing that makes Bill Belichick such a great coach, or any of the great coaches, is that they are unpredictable. It becomes very predictable when the other team knows, oh, all we got to do is get them into a 4th and short, and we got a chance because they're not going to take any points. We just have to keep like. We get the team to 4th and short. They're going to try and go for it, and we got a chance to come away with, holy shit, we should have buried the Chiefs, and instead, I'm sitting in my house.
I love it. Because, hey, go ahead, Tony. I want to see.
I was just going to say Brandon Staley gets the aftershave burn award. Just the burn of that game is still making me yell.
Can we see you do this? Can we see you go, ah? There we go. Perfect. Because I go right into my award, right? And I'm like, I'm just going to pile on. Why not pile on you, Tony? I'm just sitting here and I might as well pile on.
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm gonna slap you silly!
This goes out to all the Charger fans. It's the Slap You Silly Award because you guys all got, and this is like, that's like Andy Reid in the shower saying, get out of my business. I win the AFC West. The AFC West goes through me, and get out of here, you nosy little perverts, because you're not getting it through me. You're not going through Kansas City. The Chargers thought they had it. The Chargers had the first win early in the season. They were going to try to do it again. They got too cute. And
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm gonna slap you silly!
Andy Reid.
I can't, I honestly, every game is now a playoff. We went from being potentially locking up the division by just getting 2 more wins, and now we have to fight for a playoff spot because there's a chance if we lose to Denver at home in 2 weeks that we don't make the playoffs. So we have to win out, which includes a final game against your Las Vegas Raiders, which I'm not looking forward to. The surprise loss of the weekend comes from, I can only imagine one reason why the Arizona Cardinals lost to the Detroit Lions.
Peter! We slept in!
Yes, Arizona Cardinals. You get the Week 15 We Slept In award, right? Like, how do you show up? Everything, you're a team you're going to turn the corner. You're starting 8-0 or whatever it is. And now you're 3 of your last 4 or something, like 3-4 in your last 7 games. Whatever it is, it's bad. This team showed so much promise. And this is one reason why I could never fully get on board. If you're winning games with Colt McCoy, that tells me, oh, this team actually is for real and is ready. But for some reason, I could never say the Cardinals were for real. You can't lose this game. You could start slow or sluggish or whatever it is. You can be without DeAndre Hopkins, but you have to beat the Detroit Lions. Doesn't matter where the game is played. It doesn't matter who's there. If you won games with Colt McCoy, you then need to win December football games against the 1-13-1 Detroit Lions or whatever it is. Yeah. It can't happen. And I just assume the team slept in and didn't wake up until the 4th quarter of that game. So congratulations, Cardinals.
You and I are on the same page today, Tony. We're right. We don't discuss our awards beforehand because we like it to be a surprise. But you and I are kind of right in the same spot. But
What? Harry?
Why the hell did you take your shoes off?
Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?
that's the Arizona Cardinals in their locker room after the game, looking at each other like, wait, maybe we are pretenders, right? Maybe. And I'm with you, Tony. Like, all year long, Arizona was winning. And every time people were like, well, is Arizona number 1 in the power rankings? Is Arizona a top team? And we look at each other and we're like, no, like we can't build on it. One, because I still don't like the head coach. Can't think of his name right now. I'm picturing him in his house and all that. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. I can't do it. So you lost to the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff owns you. What was Jared Goff's record against Arizona now? Like 7-1 in his career?
He's 4-0 against Kingsbury.
Like, he owns you. Like, we have Aaron Rodgers, who owns the Bears, and now we have Jared Goff, who owns the Cardinals. Like, somebody wants to update that Wikipedia page, go ahead and do that. But the Cardinals are looking at themselves in the locker room, and they're going, okay, maybe we aren't as good as we thought we are, right? And the good old Dennis Green is sitting there going, they are who we thought they were. They're fakes. They're fakes. Arizona Cardinals are fakes.
Marv,
Harry?
why the hell did you take your shoes off?
Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?
Yeah, that's Kingsbury at the end, like just give him that dirty look, like, I don't look like a chicken.
Oh my goodness. And he was quietly arrogant at the podium earlier in the season. I guess not arrogant. He was confident, and he should have been. His team was flying high, and now it is not going the way they thought. We continue to talk about teams of ownership and record and MVP candidate rolls into his own Raymond James Stadium or whatever they call it down there. It's Tom Brady against Taysom Hill. Are you kidding me? Like, he's just a big, bad furnace. Basement. He's scary.
Shut up.
Look at a young Taysom Hill just staring Tom Brady in the face and telling him to shut up. The whole Saints defense, Cameron Jordan, Lattimore, Marcus Gardner-Johnson, or whatever his name is out there, balling out. This team, in the regular season at least, against Tom Brady is now 4-0. And I don't understand it at all. The Saints came to play. They kept their playoff chances alive. Sean Payton, one hell of a football coach. I still believe that the Saints are going to come up short in their pursuit for the playoffs, but who knows? It could be interesting. I think having Taysom Hill in the playoffs makes that a little more interesting. I'm somebody who's supported Taysom Hill, even though I don't think it's long-term success. It is fun to watch. But last night on Sunday Night Football, they stared that furnace down and just told him,
shut up.
See, once again, Tony, we're on the same page. I'm going with the Tom Brady award. I'm going to give Tom Brady an award. Mine's a little bit different, but this is what he said to the Saints defense after yesterday.
Just stay up there. I don't want to see you again for the rest of the night.
I didn't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life. And I didn't want to see anybody else either.
He's like, I don't want to see you guys. I don't want to see you guys anymore. He got sacked 4 times, threw an interception, and the Saints came out and said, when you start hitting Tom Brady, he's going to start rushing the ball, and then you're gonna make him ruin it. And that's funny because they were talking about this earlier, and it reminded me when they were talking about it, like people got mad at Derek Carr because the Chargers said that about Derek Carr earlier in the season, and now we're hearing it about the GOAT. So what you're saying is every quarterback in the NFL, no matter how great you are, is if you hit them and you pop them in the mouth, they don't want to hold on to that ball anymore. Even the GOAT, Tom Brady. And yesterday after the game, I told Brian Bolster, who is a big Tom Brady lover and a friend of our, with us, and I told him he's been backing Tom Brady for MVP. I said the MVP chat for Tom Brady ended tonight. There's no way that he wins the MVP after last night's game.
Well, I think Matthew Stafford is going to play sensationally tomorrow on a Tuesday game, and he will then be the leader in the clubhouse. Because after that game at home, it was bad. And the thing is to finish out the season, he's now without Chris Godwin. Mike Evans might be out a week or two. He's going to get back AB, which I think will help. But just having Gronk out there and Scotty Miller and some of these other players, if anybody can make it work, it's Brady. But it's going to be a lot of dinking and dunking. No Leonard Fournette. Now all of a sudden Rojo has to step into a bigger role. Giovanni Bernard, who he loves, gone. So the Packers got a big win yesterday.
Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, Godwin, like you said, Giovanni Bernard's already been gone. Ooh. Even the GOAT needs some weapons. Yep.
And the defense is going to have to get on a run like it did last year at this time. I'm going to move along to, and I think we're going to have a similar award here. In week 13, I was okay with what Jim Harbaugh did. But then to do it yesterday to his young quarterback who played his tail off at home.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
John Harbaugh. Huntley plays sensationally. Gets a game-tying drive to go at home. Who knows? Maybe you win the coin flip and you go down and he puts it in the end zone victoriously. Maybe he goes down and gets you a field goal and your defense stands tall. You have the greatest kicker in NFL history. Please give your freaking team a chance to win the game. Instead, John Harbaugh does this for the second time, goes for the win in overtime, and neither of them are close. There's no freaking secret that you're going to throw the ball to Mark Andrews down in the red zone. He's surrounded, players in front of him, behind him, wherever it is. There's no secret that you're going to do this. You took the game away from your team for the second time, and every fan, even the players, quietly on the sidelines.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
Yeah, everybody just staring. And I'm not going to give him the award. I thought about it earlier, but you could have used this one too, Tony. Just like the media after the game or the players in the locker room just staring at him.
You're what the French call les incompetents. What?
Like, what are you doing? Like, you got away with it once. Stop. And I saw a lot of things come out today about analytics in the NFL and if they're doing it right. Like, I don't know. Put points on the board. What happened to putting points on the board?
Okay, Joe, I gotta stop. Quick timeout because people were giving me the analytics speech for Brandon Staley too, and I'm going to tell you this about analytics. You can have all the numbers you want, and you can stuff your analytics into a sack because analytics don't account for the demoralizing a team going up by 2 scores or constantly putting points on the board, right? Like even if Staley kicks even a couple of those field goals, now all of a sudden the Chiefs have to have multiple scores. And if you can get a stop, it sucks something out of them where they go, I just don't know if we have enough to do this. But on the other hand, if you keep getting stops, that raises the momentum of your entire football team, your defense and your offense. Yep. So you can't factor in emotion to one of the most emotional activities you can take part in, which is playing football. It is so high up and down. Winning your possession, your snap to snap battle can go like this. You can have one good move and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got this guy where he wants. I own this lineman in front of me. Or the lineman is like, Trey Pipkins played the best game he could have. He's a guy that Chargers fans want off their team. He had the game of his life filling in, and it was wasted because we followed analytics. I'll lose my freaking mind the next person somebody tells me about analytics in football.
Yeah, and like you said, to go back, what Harbaugh did was you're at the end of the game. You're not a 1-15 team. You're a playoff team trying to continue to make, like, now they're on the bubble. Like, that puts them at the top of the AFC if they win that game. You're not the Lions going for it just to win the game. You don't care if you win or lose. You care. That game mattered yesterday. I understand what Staley did early in the Charger game, but you don't do it throughout the game. Maybe that first drive you go, hey, you know what? We want a touchdown. But after that, just kick the points, get the points. But I don't get it. We only used to see you go for 2 at the end of games when your team sucked and you didn't have anything, but it is what it is.
Yep. I'm going to go to my last award, and I want to keep it positive and happy because they've all kind of been piling up.
Hold on. You got to take an award away from me?
Oh, I thought that was the follow-up of yours.
Here's a foul right here. Here's the police coming to get you because you fouled. You took my award away from me. Come on, Tony. I was saying that you could have used that one. I wasn't going to.
Oh, yes, that is correct. I'm sorry.
This one goes out to the New York Football Giants, right? And it's your quarterback position.
Buzz your girlfriend. Woof.
I don't know if you saw it. Daniel Jones is hurt. They brought in Mike Glennon. He sucked. And they finished with Jake Fromm yesterday at quarterback. Jake Fromm actually went down, and I think he got close to scoring a touchdown. He actually drove him down there. But, I mean, I'm looking at that Giants. They fired Jason Garrett earlier. They're not doing anything. Saquon Barkley's playing, but he's playing like crap. So the whole quarterback position and the whole New York Giants offense.
Buzz your girlfriend. Woof.
It is bad. And Saquon Barkley, the best thing he could do is not re-sign and sign with a team that has an offensive line. Saquon, the Chargers have a lot of money, and I would love a backfield with Saquon and Eckler. I know that feels greedy for me to say something like that, but I would love Saquon Barkley to be a Charger. Last award for me. I am going to do a positive award. And I am one of those people. I heavily drafted Trey Lance in fantasy football. I wanted to see Trey Lance. I can't wait for the Trey Lance experiment with Kyle Shanahan because I think it's actually going to be quite sensational. But Jimmy G, I think a lot of people, we just need to say this.
You gotta do better than that. I love you.
All right, now all the Jimmy G haters all at once. Let's go. I love you. This guy continues to ball out? Question mark. Who put question marks in the prompter? You know Burgundy reads it. You cannot like hate on a guy who continues to just not turn over the football and get the ball into the hands of his playmakers. George Kittle is back and healthy. He's using him there. Brandon Ayuk is having spurts. And then Deebo Samuels, he's just allowing him to be effective, to run the football. And that's maybe more of a Kyle Shanahan thing. But I would assume if Jimmy G were a quarterback that could check out of some of these runs that they have designed for Deebo Samuels. But he's like, no, this guy's a monster, and we're just going to put the ball in his belly and let him go to work. So Jimmy G is not the greatest. I don't think he's going to win the Niners a Super Bowl, but if he continues to play the way he's playing now and the defense can continue to stay healthy, the Niners are going to possibly ruin some playoff hopes for some team in the NFC. That is a tough football team to play. And Jimmy G, I love you, even though I don't. Congratulations.
Well, I started Jimmy G in fantasy football. That's how bad it got to. He didn't do as great as I thought, but the Niners won the game, and it is what it is. So yeah, and Niner fans were like Trey Lance, like you said, and now they love him. And there's always been those Jimmy G's truthers out there, though, that and I'll give those guys a little bit of credit for what they did. But anyways, my last award, and I just had it, and then I lost it. So you told me it was going to be not a great idea for me to do this, and then I did it anyways, Tony. Oh, here it is. All right. This is basically the Jacksonville Jaguars and James Robinson saying goodbye to Urban Meyer.
Now on your troubles will be out of sight.
There goes Urban Meyer, and James Robinson sitting there, and he's like, yes, I'm finally free. The first game without Urban Meyer, Carlos Hyde inactive. James Robinson run the damn ball, 18 carries, 75 yards, touchdown. I think he had a couple catches. Finally, the free James Robinson happened, and Urban Meyer just sitting there like, so pissed off. I don't want. But, I mean, Jacksonville still got out there and got spanked, so nothing really changed. But they moved on. James Robinson finally is free.
Yeah, this video leaked earlier from what actually happened inside the Jaguars locker room.
Like it, huh? You jerk!
Urban, what? Crowbars to players' arms? That's it's uncalled for there, Mr. Urban Meyer. I was really hoping the Jaguars would play a lot better. They're just not good with or without Urban Meyer. And kind of sneaky Davis Mills looks like he could be a competent kind of Matt Ryan-esque quarterback in the NFL. Like,
weird.
He's completing a lot of passes. Imagine if they got an offensive line and some other skill players to go along with Brandon Cooks. It could be a scary situation for that AFC South division. Isn't like the Colts are playing well. I'm not scared of anybody in there. Like they could get a last place schedule, or a third place schedule next year and win some football games. That's all I'm saying. So,
yeah, I would make a bad Deshaun Watson joke right now, but I won't. I'll keep it in.
I'm a criminal.
I said I'll just play the video. I won't make the joke, but you guys can make your own joke at home.
Yes. Some of my other favorite ones that we did not get to play was a speech that was given, Cowboys locker room speech.
You better not wreck my trip, you little sourpuss. Your dad's paying good money for it.
Oh, wouldn't want to spoil your fun, Mr. Cheapskate.
Oh, that was everybody getting on a Jerry Jones private flight right before they headed off to New York.
Yeah,
Again, we thank
that could
you.
be him, like telling them, like, "Hey, we're going to the playoffs. You better not ruin this." Hey, Cowboys are what, the number 2 seed now in the NFC?
Yeah, it's. I think that like they're only. They've still yet to maybe beat a team with a winning record outside of the Chargers, and definitely haven't beat anybody in the NFC worth a damn.
I think that's what's helping them is they're 8-1 against the NFC, but they're playing that crappy division.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's get you out of here. I know you're getting ready to cheer on your Las Vegas Raiders versus what is left of the Cleveland Browns.
And I don't want to sit there today, and be mad. I'm hoping that this, like, I'm hoping I'm watching the game and this doesn't happen to me. Because I know it's coming, but let's go Raiders, right?
Smash him in the face with an iron. Subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend. We hope all of you guys are having a happy and safe and wonderful holiday season, whatever it is that you celebrate. I'm going to play this, and then Joe will play the music, and let's do it.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
Weekly NFL Awards. Starring Tony Tucker and Joe Morley.